This is the limited edition BMW M5 Nighthawk. It's a more powerful version of the German brand's already potent sports sedan. This is one of the fastest and most luxurious four-doors in the world. With a twin-turbo V8 packing 423 kilowatts, it's capable of doing the 0 to 100 sprint in 4.2 seconds. But thanks to this, those numbers are starting to sound a little old-fashioned. This is the Tesla Model S, the all-electric American-made super sedan that has rewritten the rulebook on what you expect from a battery-powered car. And this isn't just any Model S. This is the new, range-topping, insane mode packing P85D. It's equipped with not one, but two electric motors. One in the back to power the rear wheels, and one up front to power the front axle. All up, Tesla claims this car is pumping out 550 kilowatts of power and a whopping 967 newton meters of torque, and can do the 0 to 100k sprint in a supercar-like 3.3 seconds. But we're not here for just a drag race, because being a sports sedan is about more than just going fast in a straight line. So does the Tesla have the dynamic prowess and the luxury credentials to match it with the M5 when the going gets twisty? The Model S has its work cut out for it against the M5, because this limited edition Nighthawk has elevated the already impressive machine to a new level of luxury and performance. For starters, it gets 20-inch alloy wheels, a Bang & Olufsen surround sound system, carbon fibre interior trim, full merino leather interior, 4-zone air conditioning, sunroof and a TV tuner. But that's just the luxuries, because the Nighthawk has also been equipped with BMW's competition package, which adds a new exhaust system and lowered suspension. The adaptive dampers have been retuned, M-mode dynamic settings have been tweaked, and the steering has been sharpened. Not that the M5 really needed it, because it was hardly a dull car in the first place, but that has sharpened the overall package. Trying to get so much power to the road via just the two rear tyres does make it a pretty exciting machine to drive. It's constantly fighting for grip. I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons why this thing costs so much, is because they might pay the traction control by the hour, because it is constantly fighting to get so much grunt to the road via just two strips of rubber. It does suggest that the future of these performance sedans, like the Tesla, are all-wheel drive. Once you do get it to hook up, it goes like a rocket. It really does highlight BMW's ability to finely tune a car. That really is the strength of BMW M division. They make the most engaging sports sedans to drive. This thing feels really well balanced, has loads of grip when you're in the corners, but it doesn't feel like a really big car. They've managed to make it feel like a size smaller than what it is, which makes it feel even more engaging and dynamic to drive. To get the best out of the M5, it's equipped with the M Dynamic mode. That allows you to tailor the drivetrain, suspension and steering to your tastes between Sport Plus, Sport and Comfort modes. But it's not a perfect car, and one of the biggest disappointments with the M5 is the engine note. For a big twin-turbo V8, it just sounds underwhelming. There's a real artificial character to the exhaust note that just leaves you feeling a bit flat. It just doesn't suit the character of this car. The Tesla doesn't skimp on luxury, with all the usual creature comforts, including a leather-lined interior, navigation, a reversing camera, Bluetooth and keyless entry and ignition. And being a true luxury car, there is an extensive list of options to choose from. The interior itself is a dramatic departure from the M5, with a more open plan layout that creates a greater feeling of space front and back. Obviously, one of the showpiece items of the Tesla is this huge 17-inch touchscreen. Now, for those that don't consider themselves tech savvy, it can be a little intimidating. But the reality is, it's actually incredibly easy to use. It's really intuitive, and you can tailor all the various functions of the cars just to your taste. It really is the next generation technology. But we're not here to talk tech. We want to find out how the Model S stacks up against the M5 on the road. Well, there's no arguing the Tesla is a quick car, and even in our own testing, we've done a 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds, so just short of their time. Can it really match the M5 out here on the open roads, the back roads of Australia? The short answer is no. it doesn't have that same level of engagement that you get from the M5. You know, all those years of building performance sedans has given BMW an advantage. It just feels a little bit more involved. The steering's a bit nicer, it hangs on a bit better in the corners, it's got more conventional brakes, so it brakes into corners more like you expect. Because this has regenerative braking, it doesn't quite have the same bite that you get from the M5. The steering could do with a little more feel and feedback to the driver. It's got different modes, a comfort mode, a sport mode and a normal mode. To be honest, all sport does is make it a bit heavier. It changes the weighting, but it doesn't really change the feel. So that's one area where this car could be improved. In terms of ride quality, it's actually probably better than the BMW. Even on these big 21-inch wheels that this our Model S has got, it's pretty good. It's a little bit bumpy on these back roads, but all things considered, it's actually a pretty good ride. Given the fact the engine's making no noise, it feels a lot more peaceful than the M5, which is a strange thing to say, but it's kind of impressive. The way that it has this sort of effortless performance with, you know, in peace and quiet. It's a strange sensation, but it works. It feels really quite fun to drive. Obviously, the question of range is one that hangs over electric cars all the time. With the Model S and the constant upgrades Tesla's making, this P85D has a range of between 450 and just short of 500 kilometers, theoretically. In the real world, it's probably more towards 400 to 450 once you turn the AC on and you're driving at, you know, decent speeds. But that's pretty good. I mean, in the day-to-day life that you're going to drive these cars around the city, you can do the best part of a week's motoring without worrying about plugging it into a power point. But of course, if you buy a Tesla, you can get a charge point for your house. So it's really the equivalent of having a petrol bowser in your home if you buy the M5. So personally, I don't really worry about range anxiety with something like the Tesla anymore, because it's really not much of an issue. What impressed us about the Tesla when it won a Drive Car of the Year last year still holds true today, and that is the fact that this is a real-life working car. It's not a concept. It's not something that you see at a motor show or they put up there as a technological masterpiece that doesn't really work. What impresses about this car is that it works, that it does everything that the car can do and really does everything that the M5 can do. And actually, it can even go faster. On paper, the Model S dramatically undercuts the M5 Nighthawk with a starting price more than $50,000 less than the BMW. Even when loaded with options, our Tesla was still cheaper, giving it the points for value. Not that you can really argue the M5 is overpriced for what you get. It is loaded to the hilt with luxury and performance, so it still represents good value. This is one of those occasions where there is no winner or loser. The P85D and the M5 are both fast, both luxurious, and both offer special appeal. In short, these cars are nothing less than awesome, but in very different ways. So the real question is, which one would I like to keep? As much as I love the old school muscle car drama of the M5, it's the awesome performance, fresh design, and cutting edge technology of the Model S that makes the Tesla impossible to resist.